Okay, let's look at background image effects. So change the background here to something that's not got quite so much detail on it. And then if we come into edit section in background, you can then come into image effects, and then you've got a whole heap of different things. In this example, you can see it's really subtle, but you can see that there is some slight movement going on. And then what you can do in here is then you can change and do all sorts. So obviously this is like much more obvious. So you could then just dial it down, but you might want to increase the intensity of it. So it's less complex. So a bit of playing with, but then in terms of the motion, you might decide to have it actually super slow. So at half speed. And then you could again adjust some of these and just have a little play around with things. It's just also being mindful around accessibility as well. For example, if you add this film grain on some background text that is here, then it's also just being mindful of how to go and use that appropriately. Let's just go and put this in, and we'll put a quick background image in place. Let's just put something like this in here. And then if I did go and toggle this on, then it just makes the text really hard to go and read. So you just have to be mindful as to how to go and use these image effects. This one worked nicely because there's not too much actual text on the page itself. And so therefore some of this movement is going to be okay. But if you do something like this, then it's not going to work out. Even if you go and dial in the opacity, that's a bit better, but it's still not great in terms of that distraction, etc. But there we go.